Welcome everyone to the Dominions 5 YouTube War of Ascension multiplayer game. Today we're actually going to be having a special episode where we're going to try and work out from the titles what our enemy pretenders are. Now, you guys have the ability to actually go and check on the other people's YouTube videos, and you can see if I am even close or not, but please do not spoil any actual pretenders to me in the comments or anything like that. So today we're going to start with having a look at Agartha. Agartha's pretender has two titles. They've got the Lord of Mountains, the Prince of Metals, and their pretender's name is Terror from Below. The other thing that we do know is that the Dominion of Agartha has to be greater than or equal to 4. You can work out the amount of Dominion a pretender has from the titles. Generally it's ×2, so we know at least that Dominion of Agartha is going to be greater than or equal to 4. We also know that it's going to be a male pretender from the words Lord and Prince. We know that the Lord of Mountains means there's going to be an Earth of greater than or equal to 4, and sadly the Prince of Metals is the same, so we don't get too much more on that front. So let's have a look at all the pretenders they actually have to choose from. And the first thing I did is I just crossed out all that were female or didn't have a gender in this list. So we see we've actually cut down quite a few different pretender possibilities there. After that, I crossed out anything that didn't have an Earth path. Now, it's highly likely that Agartha's pretender started with an Earth path. This is just because it's cheaper that way. I also got rid of a few that I thought, hey, these don't make a lot of sense for the whole Terror from Below name. So that actually leaves us with some of the nation-only pretender chassis. And, I mean, this is called speculation, so I might be completely wrong here. Also, I got rid of the Ulm because that doesn't also, it's not a male. It doesn't have a gender. Okay, so we're left with two potential possibilities, and the one that I think is the most fitting from a cost-effective stance, and probably what he did was pick this one right here. Now that's the Arisen Oracle, and you can see it starts with an Earth and Death path. And it makes a lot of sense. It looks like a Terror that's risen from below. So I did a little bit of tweaking. Having played Agartha maybe once or twice in the past, I thought, hey, he's probably going to take Reinvigoration or Fortitude in his build. So I've also just messed around with a few things here, and let's see how close I actually got to the Terror from the Deep, Terror from Below of Agartha's. Unfortunately, this was one that I was very, very unsure about. So the other ones, I've got a bit more information to go on. So let's have a look at Helheim. Now, from Helheim, what we know, he's the god of magma, prince of order, king of this world. That means we're looking at a dominion of around 6, or greater than 6 at least. God of Magma means that his fire and earth, his fire path is going to be greater than 4, his earth path is going to be greater than 3. The Prince of Order means his dominion is definitely greater than 5, and his order scale is greater than 3, or equal to, rather. And the King of this world means that his dominion is actually really high, like greater than 7. It makes me think that he's going to be going a Bless build, and that is going to really focus on blessing different units. So here are all the potential pretender chassis, and the first thing I did, again, we know that Preparis is male, so we got rid of all the female pretenders there. We also got rid of anything that didn't have an earth or fire path to start off with. After that, we actually got rid of the Snurflurben, the whatever the Dark Dwarf is called, because it's not actually selectable in the Pretender creation. And then I had a bit of liberty guessing out of the rest of them what he might pick. It sounded human, Sounded kind of like a human name, so I was like, let's see if he chose the human. And it's also a lot better for the blessed builds to have quite a weak pretender as opposed to a titan or a creature. The Archmage itself, it's only got one fire path. Yeah, this is what I came up with. And I'm hoping that he doesn't have ore in his build. But this is what I'm thinking, is that he's gone for an ore bless, which makes it extremely hard to hit with his glamour troops. So I'm going to have to get past a morale check, and then I'm going to have to hit past his glamour, and then I'm also going to have to try and hit past his super high defense disses and things like that. It's going to be crazy. The reason I think he's going to be dormant is because his early expansion really doesn't rely on his bless too much, but I think when he actually fights others, it's going to make a lot of difference. We'll see how close this is. I highly doubt that I got very close with this one either. Alright, so the next one that we're actually going to have a look at is Lanka. Lanka almost, I think, gave the whole thing away. So with his name, which is Baba Yaga. Now the Baba Yaga is a witch in folklore, and so I immediately was looking for some kind of witch-like pretender. We also know that it's the Leeching Darkness, the Carpenter of the Insides, the one always at the shoulder. Now that means we're looking at a Dominion score of at least 6. Leeching Darkness means blood of greater than or equal to 4, and death is 4 or higher as well. Carpenter of the Insides means nature is greater than or equal to 4, and the one always at the shoulder just is death again. This means we've actually got 3 paths to work from, which is really cool. And when we actually have a look, so we've got our starting forms. Let's cross out anything that doesn't have blood, nature, or a death path. And then we crossed out things that had at least 2 of those paths. And we're actually left with this guy right here, which I think is a unique pretender to Lanka. From the actual description itself, it also sounds like it's a very witch-like female. And Baba Yaga makes a lot of sense with this pretender chassis. She also has one of each of the paths that was mentioned in her title's name. Now, from what I've actually put together, I'm thinking that he's going to go for a heavy blessed build as well with Stygian Flesh, Regeneration, and Blood Surge. I definitely think that this is what he's going for. They've got a Recruit Anywhere blessable unit, which is crazy good. So let's see if this is close at all. Alright. Maverny also gave away his pretender chassis with his name, Mr. Pig. Okay, so Mr. Pig immediately makes me think the Thrihorn Boar, and we've also got the hidden one, the Patron of the Huntsman, God of the Blessed Lands, so we know the Dominion's greater than 6. The hidden one is nature greater than 4. I have no idea. I tried to look for a while on what the Patron of Huntsman means, and I couldn't work it out. If you do know, please let me know in the description below. That would be super helpful. Now, God of the Blessed Lands is also nature greater than 6 and growth greater than 3, so he's gone pretty heavy on his scales. What I did with the starting physical forms here, the pretender chassis, I essentially just crossed out anything that didn't have a nature path. And then, I mean, let's be honest, it's going to be the pig, this guy here. The Three-Horned Boar. It's a bit interesting. Let's see if this is actually what he decides to pick. He could be using it as a early expander as well, so he's got multiple expansion paths. I'm thinking he's going to take Reinvigoration, Strength of Earth, and Barkskin for his blesses. The reason I think they actually picked Barkskin was because they've got a lot of low protection. Barkskin would be super useful for their bless. That being said, it might not be likely because Barkskin is not a very high level spell and it's quite easily castable. But let's see if I get anywhere close with this one. Now Yomi I have played with Grayscale a little bit. Lord of the Stony Ground, God of Insanity. I know that Grayscale tends to play a lot of heavy bless builds because he likes that kind of thing. And at least we know that the Dominion's going to be 4 or greater. It's a male pretender, and we've got Earth, which has to be greater than 2, and the Astral's greater than 4. Turmoil, I mean, it's going to be greater than 1, but we knew that he's playing Yomi. No one plays Yomi with Order, and if you do, please let me know how you managed to pull that one off. So we've got a few starting pretenders here. We crossed out any that were female or didn't have a gender. Then we got rid of anything that didn't have an Earth or Astral path. And then this one was more trying to work out, look, Grayscale wouldn't name himself after a big giant carp or a big looking Buddha. So I'm guessing that he's either gone for the big Oni or the regular old dude, and he likes cost efficiency, so I'd say he's gonna go for that one there. The Great Sage. And look, it will be a good researcher, and if he keeps it awake at the start, his research issues that he's probably going to get from his crazy bless that I think is going to put together might be mitified, at least for the early game. I think this is what I think he's got, just based on previous experience, is he's gone for reinvigoration, he's gone for fortitude, magic weapons, major magic resistance, and regeneration. The other thing he could do is a heat aura or some type of aura to actually cause damage to lots of little dudes. And yeah, he's going to be dumping a lot of those scales there. So that's what I've got so far. Now, if you haven't seen what the opponent's builds are, I would love some comments and feedback on what you think from what I've put up here, whether you think I'm even close or not. Please don't give it away if you have seen what their pretender builds are, because we'll work it out anyway throughout the game. And, well, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this special episode. Turn 2 is going to be coming up soon, and yeah, I hope you are enjoying this series. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you later.